The Forgotten Chamber. The first thing Alex noticed was the cold. His eyes fluttered open, adjusting to the dim, pulsing red light that filled the circular room. As he pushed himself up from the hard floor, he realized he wasn't alone. 4 other men were stirring around him, all wearing the same gray jumpsuit he found himself in. Where are we?" A deep voice croaked, breaking the silence. Before anyone could answer, a loud click echoed through the room, and a large digital clock on the wall flickered to life, its red numbers starting a countdown from 60 Haung. Panic set in as the 5 strangers scrambled to their feet, their eyes darting around the windowless room. "I'm Marcus," the older man said, his voice steady despite the situation. "Former detective. Anyone know how we got here?" The others shook their heads, introducing themselves one by one. Alex, the college student, Zack, the software engineer, Ethan, the doctor, and Theo, the locksmith. As they exchanged confused glances, a metallic voice crackled through hidden speakers. "Welcome to the Forgotten Chamber. You have 60 minutes to escape. Solve the puzzles or face the consequences. Your time starts now." The voice cut out, leaving them in stunned silence. "Look," Ethan said, pointing to their jumpsuits. Each had a number stitched onto the sleeve. "We're numbered 1 through 5. Before they could ponder the significance, a panel in the wall slid open with a hiss, revealing a complex mechanism of gears and levers. "A puzzle," Theo muttered, moving closer to examine it. "We need to align these gears to unlock something." The group huddled around the mechanism, calling out observations and suggestions. Alex's keen eye for patterns and Theo's understanding of mechanical systems proved crucial. With a satisfying click, they solved the first puzzle, and a door slid open, revealing a new room. As they moved through, Marcus's detective instincts kicked in. "We were chosen for this," he said. "Our skills complement each other. This isn't random." The next room presented a digital puzzle that Zack tackled with confidence. But as he worked, he triggered a hidden trap. A jolt of electricity surged through the console, throwing him back. "Zack!" Ethan rushed to his side, his medical training taking over as he checked Zack's vitals. The incident created a rift in the group's fragile trust. Time ticked away as they argued about how to proceed, precious minutes lost to fear and suspicion. In the third room, they faced a linguistic challenge that required decoding an ancient script. Alex's knowledge of classical languages proved invaluable, but the stress was taking its toll on everyone. As they solved each puzzle, fleeting memories began to surface. Fragments of a shared past they couldn't quite grasp. I remember working on a project," Zack said, wincing as Ethan bandaged his injured hand. "Something big, important." The others nodded, similar hazy recollections floating just out of reach. They pressed on, room after room, puzzle after puzzle. Their teamwork improved as they learned to trust each other's strengths. Marcus's deductive reasoning, Theo's spatial awareness, Ethan's steady hands, Zack's logical thinking, and Alex's broad knowledge base all played crucial roles. With 10 minutes left on the clock, they reached the final room. It was larger than the others, dominated by a massive computer terminal surrounded by 5 smaller stations. "This is it," Marcus said, his eyes scanning the room. "Everything we've done has led to this moment." As they approached the terminal, a holographic display flickered to life, showing a global map covered in pulsing red dots. Zack's eyes widened. "It's a defense grid," he breathed. I remember now. We were working on a planetary shield to protect against something, an invasion. The memories came flooding back. They had been part of a secret government project, racing against time to protect the planet from an impending alien attack. But something had gone wrong. We're in a bunker, Ethan realized. We must have sealed ourselves in when the attack began. The final puzzle required all of them working in perfect synchronization. Each station corresponded to their specific skills, but they had to coordinate their actions precisely to activate the defense grid. As the clock ticked down to the final minute, they faced an impossible choice. The system could only power their escape or the planetary shield, not both. We can't let everything we've worked for be in vain, Marcus said, his voice thick with emotion. They shared a look of understanding. Without a word, they turned to their stations and began the activation sequence for the shield. The room shuddered as the countdown reached 0. Klaxons blared, and the voice returned. Planetary defense system activated. Bunker integrity compromised. Evacuate immediately. They raced back through the rooms they had solved, using their knowledge to quickly bypass the puzzles. Walls crumbled around them as they ran, the bunker collapsing in on itself. With a final burst of speed, they reached the exit. Theo's skilled hands made quick work of the lock, and they tumbled out into blinding sunlight. As their eyes adjusted, they saw a world forever changed. The sky was scarred with the remnants of battle, but in the distance, a shimmering dome of energy was spreading across the horizon, their shield protecting what was left of humanity. Exhausted but united, the 5 strangers turned allies stood together, facing the enormous task of rebuilding that lay ahead. They had escaped the forgotten chamber, but their greatest challenge was just beginning